Frederique, or Freddie, is account manager for Pinterest in Ireland, and Freddie's talk is around using imagery to improve conversions. I'm not going to introduce Freddie because I don't have the information here right in front of me right now, and Freddie will do that herself. Please welcome Freddie. Apologies about that.
Hi everyone, so I'm Freddy and I'm the partnership manager for Ireland and Pinterest. Today I'm going to talk about, so I'll just talk to you a little bit about Pinterest and what we're doing. Then I will focus on visual discovery and why we think that's part of the future of search and advertising. And then I'll give you some tips, some creative tips that you could apply to your ads or your organic content that will help you get conversions. So our mission is to help people discover and do the thing they love. So the particularity of our app is that people get there to find inspiration for themselves. It's not that social. We want people to find inspiration and apply that in their day-to-day lives so they can improve their lives. So here is a good example of a job well done. So this person used the app to find inspiration about what she's wearing, about the way she's going to be entertaining her friends, and also what she's going to be eating. So we've grown a lot last year. We started the year with 150 million monthly active users. We ended it with 200 million. That's a 40% growth year on year. And we're still a platform where women over-indexed, but we saw male pinners grew 50% last year. So one thing that's important about our platform and that makes it different compared to other ones is that we are a platform that's used for planning purchases. So more than 90% of people said that they use the platform to plan their purchases, and around the same amount of people confirmed that they purchased something because they saw it on Pinterest. And one thing to look at is that people try to plan early on. They're saving content into their own boards. So if you are a brand and you want to reach people on the platform, be mindful of the perennity of content on the platform and try to reach them early in their purchase process. So that's a way to be there from the early stages and until the final purchase. So here is an example of how we grow intent on the platform. So once an ad or any other pin is on the platform, a first click is a close-up. So the person is going to see more information about the ad they just saw. Then they have the possibility to save this content into one of their board and come back to it later on. And only a second click or even a third click is actually a click-through that's redirecting to the advertiser or brand website, which means that pinners have really built an intent and they are going on the website by choice. So this intent leads to traffic, sign-ups, and purchases. And something to bear in mind is that we're seeing that people that are clicking are more likely to sign up or convert. But what we're seeing is that people who engage on the platform, meaning we're just doing a close-up or we're going to save it into one of their board, they actually represent 92% of the final sign-ups on the website, which is really similar with purchases. So that's something to take into account when you're using a platform that's built to plan and build intent. And one last slide about the platform is that we are the go-to platform, the go-to social network when you're looking after shopping products. We're not interrupting people in a different process. More than 75% of everything that's on Pinterest is actually coming from brands, and users love this content. They know it's going to be qualitative, redirecting to good landing page, etc. So now I'd like to talk about visual discovery. So if you were seeing my slide entirely, I would be saying that the future of marketing is not keywords, but visual discovery. Nowadays, we all have cameras in our pockets. Nowadays, there is machine learning, and all of these are making search change. So keywords are becoming less and less relevant, and visual discovery or audio search are what's coming into place. So if you search on a search bar, you could search, for example, for men watches. But how would I know what type of style do you like? What has been, your activity offline and online? How would I serve something, show you different products to discover that you would like? That's not something that you can do with keywords only. So we think that in the past few years, the major shift has been the shift from desktop to mobile. And we're seeing that the next shift is from traditional keyword search to visual and voice search. And we think that Pinterest can play a big role into this visual discovery part, and that's why we've developed new products this year, and we're still developing new products really based on visual search. So the first thing that we developed were search ads. So we're using the traditional search with keywords, so you can put your keywords, different bids, different match type. But what we're doing is that we're also analyzing the image of your ad and serving it against relevant searches on our platform. We've also been working with pin code, which is a way to bring offline experiences with online experiences. So for example, here is a pin code in a magazine. Then on the Pinterest app, there is a camera. You can just click on it and be redirected to a board or a profile with content that you want to display to your customer. And so what we did is that we combine both this product and we created Lens. So here is an example of Lens to Look. The idea is that you can take a picture of anything in real life, for example, this table, and the app is going to show you different, based only on the image, it's going to show you results in search. So you're going to be able to save this table into one of your boards if you plan to redo your living room in a couple months, or you could just directly find places that are selling this table or similar tables. So here is a video example of how it works. We've Shop the Look being with fashion, which is one of our top vertical. And you can all try with your app, you can try with any kind of product. So we have not put ads on Lens for now, but that's really on visual discovery that we are basing our future products. So one other thing is that content is important, but context and relevance is even more. I'll say that on Pinterest, when we serve ads, we don't look only at bids and predicted, etc. We're also looking at relevance. How is this ad going to be, or even for organic content, how is this going to be relevant to pinners on the platform? We do have a tool that's the taste graph, and it's helping us personalize the experience of everyone on the platform. So we serve our organic content this way, we serve our ads this way, we know what are people spending time on the platform, what they're engaging with, and all of this information that we're gathering is helping us serving relevant content at the time of the search. And something else that we've been working on, it's a product that launched this year, and it's autoplay video. It's the same thing. So you can see that here someone searched for body workouts, and this is a video that's perfectly in line with the search of this user. So this is a product that's quite new, and we are seeing excellent CPVs. They are eating or exceeding industry standards. That's actually a format that's only available for ads. So you won't be running close to user-generating content, and it allows to have a really good quality for this quite striking format. So now I'm just going to give you some tips that you can apply for ads, but for organic content. That's going to help you in terms of conversion, getting more traction to your website by following some tips that we've seen are working well on our platform. So we've determined 3 big areas that are important for people. So pins, they need to be helpful, meaning that you need to bring something new to the person. You need to teach them something to improve their life in a way. Pins need to be beautiful because we are a beautifully created platform, and it needs to fit with everything is around. And pins need to be actionable. So you need to let people know how to use this content. So we've gathered a few main points that I'm going to showcase with you. So the first thing is use compelling images. What does this mean? Use multiple colors. You can use multiple products. The idea is that you want to attract a maximum of people. For example, if on your website you want to sell this blue bag, and on your website product description you have several colors of the same bag, then stack them together and do a pin, and you will be pleasing more people. Something important as well is text overlays. So people need to understand, how is this content going to help them? They need to be inspired to click on the content and go to your website. And an image can speak words, but sometimes how would you know what's behind it? So that's something that's working great on our platform. Calls to action, so people need to know what to do. Here, take the quiz. And vertical aspect ratio. So that's really across the industry, I'll say, but more than 80% of our audience is on mobile. So this means that you want to be using a vertical aspect ratio for your video as well. That's the way you're going to take the most space in feed. You're not going to be cropped. And detailed description. So I loved the presentation just before about copy. It is really important. And that's actually something that we are actively looking at as part of our relevancy on the platform to serve organic content and ads. So use keywords that you want to be searched for in your description, but don't just throw keywords out there, because really the idea is to inspire people. So that's important to have a good copy on your ad, and it will perform better than if you had no copy at all. Tasteful branding. So we noticed that ads with a logo have 4 times more click than the same ad without a logo. So the idea is not to overdo it, but when you can put some branding on your image, people know that this content is coming from a brand. So they know that once they click on it, what they're going to receive is informative and qualitative. And lastly, there are a lot of ways to develop content. So the most traditional one are you're working with a creative agency, or you're doing your creative in-house. But there are other ways as well that are working great. So you could just put a tag on your website and pull more information about your product. So you have this example here is a rich pin. So with a tag on your website, you'll be able to take an image, the description, but also the price of the product and if it's out of stock or not. And we do also run shopping ads, so you import all your catalog through a feed, and we'll be creating the pins automatically, and you'll be able to target people based on the image and information on the feed. We do also have a team in-house that can help create creatives, so that's really for us the most important thing. We are a visual platform, and that's this direction that we're giving to the company. That's where we're putting all our efforts, and we're here to help. So if you have any questions, well, there are going to be questions at the end, but don't hesitate to drop me an email. It's Freddy@pinterest.com. Thank you.